The courtroom was tense. Judge Lawrence Heller, known for his authority and inflexibility, sat behind the high bench. Just as the trial was about to conclude, a woman stood up from the audience. Her name? Melina Avers. Calmly, she pulled out a voice recorder from her coat and pressed play. "This recording was made 5 years ago in this very courtroom," she said. Everyone froze. The voice on the recording? Judge Heller himself, pressuring a witness, silencing evidence. The room erupted in chaos. The judge slammed his gavel. "Bailiff, remove her from my court immediately." Melina smiled as she was escorted out, but as she passed the journalists, she whispered, "This was just the opening statement." Melina vanished after the court incident, but the next day, a mysterious website surfaced. It contained detailed recordings, documents, and hidden testimonies, all showing how several high-level cases had been manipulated. Each file was labeled with a code name. One stood out, Project Echo Witness XMA. This wasn't Melina's first appearance. It was her return. She had been collecting files for years, documenting corruption in the justice system. The voice recording was just the start. She had names, places, and sealed court orders. Someone had tried to erase her, but she came back with the truth. Judge Heller went into lockdown. No interviews, no statements. But a journalist named Elias Shaw began investigating his past. Buried deep in old legal archives, Elias found a disturbing pattern. 16 trials under Heller's name, where key witnesses had mysteriously disappeared or changed testimonies. And in one case, from 2007, a name stood out in a forgotten transcript. Witness Melina Avers, testimony inadmissible. Elias tracked down an old prosecutor who had been fired after that trial. In a secret meeting, the prosecutor said she wasn't discredited. She was silenced. Melina began to contact former victims, people whose cases were buried, whose voices had been muted. She promised them justice, not from the courts, but from the public. Using encrypted channels, she sent her files to dozens of journalists and legal activists, soon trending across social media. #EchoJustice, #the woman in the courtroom. But not everyone was cheering. A shadowy organization known only as The Order started hunting for her. They weren't afraid of the truth. They were afraid of what she had yet to reveal. One by one, more witnesses came forward. Names that had been buried in forgotten files. Among them was Clara Venn, who had once been a clerk in the judge's office. She revealed how case files were altered, and then she vanished. The news hit hard, but Melina was ready. She leaked a video Clara had recorded before her disappearance. "If you're watching this, I've been silenced, but the truth must survive me." Melina encoded the video with GPS data, pointing to a secret facility. The case was no longer just about corruption. It was now about survival. Melina returned to the courthouse. This time, not as a witness, but as a storm. She tried to present her files officially, but as soon as she approached the bench, the judge shouted, "This woman is not part of these proceedings." Melina stood her ground. "This courtroom is corrupt. I'm not here for your approval. I'm here to expose the truth you've buried." The court exploded in arguments. The judge ordered her thrown out again, but cameras were rolling. That night, the video was broadcast across the nation. As the world reacted, Melina whispered to a reporter, "The real court isn't here. It's out there online." She had created a secret digital tribunal called the Parallel Docket. It hosted leaked files, secret testimony, and open investigations by volunteers and whistleblowers. It wasn't recognized by any country, but it was more trusted than real courts. Melina wasn't just a whistleblower. She was the architect of a digital revolution in justice. Judge Heller was crumbling. Pressure mounted. Investigations began. One of his former colleagues finally broke. Yes, Melina was silenced. We were told to bury her name. He handed over a sealed document marked Top Confidential. Inside, a directive from 2002, ordering Melina's testimony to be erased. The judge sat alone that night, reading the memo. He had buried the truth for years. Now it was surfacing. Years ago, Melina was a student journalist who had uncovered an environmental cover-up by a mega corporation. She tried to testify, but her evidence vanished and her apartment was raided. She was declared dead, but she lived under a new identity. She traveled across borders, building a network of hackers, journalists, and former insiders. Her mission: make the hidden truth louder than the official lie. Melina had one last act. She uploaded the full archive to a secure legal cloud used by the world's top courts. But she knew once she did, she'd be hunted. A former court official approached her. "Are you ready to disappear again?" She smiled. "Justice doesn't need me to be visible. It just needs to exist." That night, the full archive went live, and along with it, a documentary, Melina's trial, the case the court never heard. Melina vanished, again, but ex-prosecutor Aaron Demick tracked her path and discovered an underground digital system called the Shadow Chamber, used to permanently eliminate dangerous witnesses. He accessed the system, and suddenly a sealed file unlocked. Subject MA. Seconds later, the platform crashed. The file had been uploaded by Melina herself. At midnight, a scheduled video went live on every major platform. Melina appeared. "If this is playing, it means I'm probably gone, but now you'll see what I saw." She revealed state-sanctioned crimes, missing people, buried files, even implicating Judge Heller in an old political assassination. The final words chilled the world. "If justice demands a death, let it be mine this time." 13 days later, a message was projected onto the courthouse wall. "Where I am not present, there is no justice. M." The world watched in silence. Later that night, a blurry security camera caught a figure at a European border crossing. Black coat, familiar walk. Could it be her? No confirmation, but a final encrypted message appeared online. "Where justice dies, silence begins to speak. M."